if you were to have the three biggest cities in the country, New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, all run by socialists, I mean, that's a pretty clear indication of where the Democratic Party, particularly its urban base, is going.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with commentary editor Conn Carroll. And Conn, big cities across the country, they've got socialism fever. There's socialists everywhere. Where are they and why?
Yeah, we have the big headline, which is Mamdani in New York, right? He's actually a card-carrying DSA, Democratic Socialist of America member, and he won the primary and then just won big in the general election. And then you have more recently, Katie Wilson out in Seattle. She is kind of more DSA adjacent. She didn't actually get the DSA nomination because she's not an actual member, but she ran on a very DSA-friendly socialist platform, and the DSA chapter of University of Washington, Seattle did endorse her. So she definitely has these kind of more socialist ideas. But then people also forget that Brandon Johnson, who's mayor of Chicago, a pretty big major city, is also a card-carrying DSA member. So that's New York, Chicago, Seattle, that's three right there. And then you have Mayor Karen Bass in Los Angeles, who's way below 50%. She's in the low 40s. She's facing re-election this year, and she just got a DSA actual card-carrying member, Ray Huang, I think her name is, to challenge her in Los Angeles. So if you were to have the three biggest cities in the country, New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, all run by socialists, I mean, that's a pretty clear indication of where the Democratic Party, particularly its urban base, is going. I
am in the camp of thinking that it's super important to take seriously why people are turning to socialists. Like, I think a lot of the, right is eager to dismiss Mamdani as like an unserious person because he doesn't have any experience in the things he promises can't be done. But the appeal of him is a really real thing that, Republicans will have to sort of have an answer for, right? Yeah. And are they coming up with one yet?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, not so much. But I think what surprises me most is that just the amnesia people have about Brandon Johnson. Like, I think a lot of Republicans, when they look at Mamdani, they're salivating. I mean, like the day after you had the NRCC release an ad about the socialist takeover of New York City, and the thinking is that he's going to fail, and this is going to be a huge example, and then Republicans can then run off this. But Brandon Johnson has already been a pretty huge failure in Chicago, and people just seem to forget about the fact that
they just assume Chicago's a failure. So it's like, whatever, what's new?
But the socialists are still rising despite his failure. So, even if Mamdani does fail, even if Katie Wilson does fail, there seems to be, like you said, a real hunger among urban Democrats for socialism, and Republicans do need some type of answer to it.
How long do you think it is before the sort of DSA vibes start to infect Democratic members of Congress and governors, and this rises up through the infrastructure of the left?
Well, is already in the henhouse. I mean, AOC's already been there for a number of years, another card-carrying DSA member, right? And so she's been, one could argue that she helped push and create Mamdani. She has made that brand, we used to be called the Squad. She's made that more progressive brand more appetizing for a broader community within the Democratic Party.
Well, Conn, thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely.
You can get more from Conn and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.